this game is to play in a very realistic manner with lots of mods that add realism, but also in a challenging way and immersive way. So we start with absolutely nothing as a lonely wild man, thanks to one of the mods that adds such gameplay, and we trust RNG to create the world for us, but also to create the starting pawn, or we'll select only from pre-made pawns, and also to choose the place to start. So, of course, we are going with random because this is going to be a random play, and we choose middle of the road difficulty. I don't want constant raids, just some normal difficulty, and commitment mode, of course. As you see, there's a huge list of mods. Most of them make the game more challenging, more realistic, or more immersive. Okay, so here's a random place where we start. It's 4 tiles from another faction base. Anyway, let's start. And we start with no technologies, nothing at all. Okay, so one thing we can do is choose the starting pawn from one of the pre-made ones. This one is bad because they can't do carrying, which includes even healing themselves. This one is even worse. He can't even carry stuff. This one is incapable of violence, also a bad option. This one looks more sensible. So they are all incapable of intellectual work and firefighting. It's just how the mod works. She's about a purist. Wow. For a wild person, that's fine. Just unhygienic. We'll wash less frequently. Not a big deal. And let's see the last one. Okay, he's also incapable of fighting, so this is the only actual option. That is at least sensible. The bad thing is okay, she doesn't do construction, almost incapable, or plants. These are two big problems, but okay. And she has a brother. This is her brother. We'll mark him as an ally. So eventually he'll join us, maybe, at some point in the game. And we are starting with somebody aptly named Cockroach. Isn't it nice? Okay, let's start. So, where are we? Wow, This is an interesting place. Actually, I like playing with lots of mountains because I like to build inside mountains. It provides greater protection and some thermal regulation. But let's see. Okay, this is a bad thing. So we're going to have problems with this faction, which is neutral at the moment. They'll hate us. So my idea is that let's move away from them. How about that? So we can walk here. There are lots of mountains here and also caves. Or we can walk here, but it's harder to reach. So the plan is abandon the settlement and walk here to start a new settlement here, because we don't want to piss off these guys. We want them as allies, not as enemies. But first things first, we should collect some berries for the road. One good thing is that this is a warm place, so average temperature is 21 to 29, which is really good, because, you know, we don't have any clothes. These guys are not nice, but they don't attack us yet. Okay, now let's pack and leave. Wait. Let's pack and leave. Although it's really a nice place, nice map. We could build a wall here and a small one here, and we would have this entire area for us quite well protected. Of course, there are some insects in these caves, but it's also fun. We abandoned that settlement and we're now walking to the new one. Okay, we arrived and we founded the new settlement. Let's take a look. Okay, so here's the second map. I like it less because it doesn't have any enclosed spaces, but it also has more area to build. I usually build bases somewhere in the middle of the map so that we can grow in all directions. Okay, so I think we can start here. It's like a very little place. One problem. She cannot dig, you know, she has to research mining first. So we have to settle in one of the existing caves. Okay, we can settle here for now. One thing we'll need is we need a gathering spot. Why? Because it's necessary for research. Obviously, we'll also need a bed and we'll need a crafting spot. We need some wood, but before we do anything else, let's do a tribal gathering. Why? Like I said, it's the only way to do research for wildman. Another thing we'll need is some kind of weapon. It's not a real weapon, it's just a rock. But it's better than nothing. Let's speed up things. It was uninspiring, no surprise, because it's just one person, and quality was 3%. But we still got some points of research here. Okay. Bon appetit. Okay, what else do we have here? So here there are insectoids, but hopefully they won't disturb us. We may settle here if we build walls like in these places. This will be an enclosed area. Or we can settle here. This is fertile area. These two. And this two. Oh yeah. Maybe we'll move to this area. No, no. Don't go there. Okay, one thing we should do is we should create a safe area. And prevent pawns from going into unsafe places. So I'll mark caves where we expect to see some insectoids. Is it the only such place? I think so, yes. And then what we do is we invert, call it safe. And then we'll make sure that cockroach stays in the safe area. Because it'd be really stupid for her to go and wash herself in front of some insectoids. But there's no other water, right? There is marsh. Oh, there's no water here. So, if we settle here, the first cave we'll use maybe actually be this one, right? Yeah. I guess it's a good idea. So instead of here, we'll go here. The gathering spot can be anywhere, it doesn't have to be indoors. Doesn't matter. What are you doing? Stop cleaning this place. And one more thing, we don't need to store any seeds yet. Let's do another gathering. Okay, we need more wood. Okay, this was quite useless, but we got 1 or 2 research points. We can only do 1 gathering a day. So here are some mushrooms. I don't really know what they do. She's quite bad at almost everything except crafting. Speaking of which, is there any herbal medicine? I don't see any. Oh, look, there's a rat. We can eat a rat. Sounds so delicious. Yeah, but in fact we cannot cook it. And eating a raw rat? No, no. Never mind, this tree is so hard to chop. Really. Okay, we have a home now. It's official. And one more gathering. I know it's a bit greedy. We just do more and more gatherings. But this is the life of a wild person. It's quite boring and repetitive. Okay. Why don't you have a breakfast, cockroach? Come on. With some nice company. It's alligator. I hope he is not hungry. We don't need this. Let's do yet another gathering. What's happening with cockroach asleep? And we have guests. No. Sorry, but not yet. Oh, nice. We have some low psychic drone now. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty bad. It will take a long time for us to even research the first technology at this rate. Who is making the sounds? Good. We have some kind of weapon now. I also have an idea. I want this marble urn. Let's decorate our place. Okay, looks like we initially settled down here. Things are going more or less smooth for now. But we're yet to see our first raid. And of course I'm a bit worried because we don't have any health items. Anything else we can make? No, not really. One thing we can do is we cannot grow any crops. I wonder if we can grow hay. It's a dangerous place out here. There are dead panthers lying around. hold yet another tribal gathering. We just slips through. I mean, how does it work? She's the only person here and the tribal gathering is taking place without her. No surprise it wasn't inspiring. And yet we got 4 points of research. At least something. Okay, I guess we'll make a break now. And we'll start a new day. Probably tomorrow. See you soon.